Clint's been cycling for decades, but when he started building his own bikes, something magical happened that changed everything. I'm Shannon Scott, and this Wednesday on the House Mama Show, I'm sitting down with someone whose passion became his craft, and whose craft became his calling. What started as a love for the open road transformed into an art form that connects him to something much deeper. Clint Dowd isn't just a cyclist or just a custom bike maker. He's someone who discovered that when you create the tools for your passion, you unlock a whole new level of purpose. We're diving into the stories behind his handcrafted creations, the unexpected connections that shaped his journey, and the inspiration that flows when you follow your heart this deeply. Join us Wednesday, December 17th at 5 p.m. Eastern on the House Mama Unity and Community Podcast YouTube channel. Trust me, this conversation will shift how you think about following your own calling.
Hello, everybody. I am Shannon Scott. I am the host of the House Mama podcast. Sorry. We are pre-recording today, and it's been a little awkward feeling for some reason. Like I can't get with the program of pre-recording. So, which is not any different from any other show that I do, and I'm very awkward. So, last week we actually did a replay from Lee Martinelli. We had a week off. But the week before that, when we went live, we had Shad Kistler on, the founder, president of Beyond the Shadows. It was a really great episode, and I am definitely planning on having Shad back on again. Marcus is going to do the replay from the episode with Shad now. All right, here it is. Hello, everyone. I'm Shannon Scott. I am the host of the House Mama podcast. Without further ado, we are going to have Shad Kistler on. So, hello, Shad.
Hello. Kind of excited to be here.
I know, I'm excited to have you.
Say we share a lot of the same views. I'm pretty anti-religious, but I'm still pretty strong Christian, which is, I don't know, I'm different. I think there's a good blend of Eastern mysticism and Christianity. You have that deep yearning and desire to fit in and belong and just be a part of stuff. And I wasn't. My sister was more popular. You know, she was the cheerleading captain, the prom queen, all those good things. And I was just like I would say I wasn't much different than most headbanging, 80s kids.
Yeah.
I kind of dabbled and trickled in Satanism and stuff like that. I would do the scare tactics with my mom and the teachers. I mean, I'd carve inverted crosses and pentagrams in my chest and arms and stuff like that. Through my separation, I'm shooting a 1/4 ounce of Coke a day. And I crash. I get angry at God. I hate God. I flip him off, and I live. Literally every decision in my life at that point is, what can I do to hurt God?
Right.
And that's how I lived for anyway. 2013, I come back and I decide that we wanted, I get involved in church, and my heart is to help, I guess, people that have been in areas that I've been in.
Right.
So when I was young, I wanted to be a youth pastor because I know the struggles and the pain of being an unwanted and unloved and unseen youth. God's not really a respecter of persons. He'll talk to you if you really listen. Yes. That was one of the things that we trained really hard.
Yes!
I've done a lot of hiding, and I'm perfectly content with hiding. I like hiding. But I know that there are people hurting, and so I can't hide forever. So
that's the only reason that I come out of hiding, is to help people.
Let life win. That's a hashtag we started using a few weeks ago. And when I mentioned it to somebody, he's like, I don't understand it. He said, life sometimes just throws you a bunch of shit. Why do I want to let that win? I said, no, that's not what it's talking about. I said, when you're going through those daily struggles and when you don't want life to win, when you want life to end, when you want this, mundane existence to be gone, that's when we choose to let life win.
I got caught up in that again, just like I did when we recorded it. I love Shad. I anticipate him coming back on. One of my favorite things about doing this show is that it seems as though the week before always connects to the following week. And what we talked about heavily with the show with Shad was that he is a very devout Christian, but he's anti-religion. I am the exact same way. So it follows so beautifully into this episode. I have my friend Clint Dowd coming on, and he's going to be speaking about recovery. And it's been almost 19 years since I went to rehab. January 9th, 2007 was when I went to rehab. So it'll be 19 years in January. And I remember I was real big into the meetings at first. And I remember them saying to me that you can't make it without the meetings. And Clint has followed into those steps and taken it upon himself, minus the structure of, what society says would be the standard way to remain sober and clean. And he did it on his own accord and free will. And I really love that this episode comes right after the one with Shad, because Shad spoke of the same thing. And I'm extremely passionate about breaking away from societal norms and finding that power in yourself. When you work with energy, we create leaders, we don't create followers, and we don't create repeat customers. I felt that. So anyway, without further ado, we are going to introduce Clint to the show. Hello, Clint.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So I was kind of getting into a little bit of what you were going to be talking about, but you and I had talked earlier today, and I said I was just kind of going to lead you in how they do in, typical AA and NA meetings. They always ask you when you're telling your story, what happened. I'm sorry, what was it like, what happened, and what it's like now. So you lead the way, sir.
All right. I'll just quick backstory. Well, not quick, but we'll do backstory. I'm 44, born in 1981, grew up in Western Kentucky, Southern Illinois. Grew up very fundamentalist Christian, 3 times a week in church, 5 years, graduated from a private Christian school, played drums in the worship band, very involved in church. I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I believe I was in the 4th grade, so 8 or 9 years old, and prescribed stimulants, which I stayed on consistently until I joined the Navy at 19. I had to lie about my ADHD in order to pursue a career with the military, and therefore was not, I was not able to take any meds through that. Where to go with that? I think that caused a lot of dysregulation of who I am, but at the same time, it was really beneficial. I graduated high school with honors and had scholarships and full rides. And I had a full ride to the community college, which I ended up dropping out my 2nd semester. There's a whole story with that. I don't have to really get into that, but it was I don't know, it was difficult. The hardest part was being just always really awkward on meds, and I didn't realize, I thought that was just who I was.
Right.
Very diligent. I did well in school, like I said, but I don't know. My parents got divorced when I was 17. I didn't grow up in a broken home. It was more like a breaking situation. And I don't know. my senior year was kind of difficult. It was, I played it off like it wasn't, but I'm convinced now I was really depressed. Wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I had focused on like going into physical therapy in college. And by the time I was going to graduate, the field was full, like completely full. And there was no guarantees, even with, 4.0s and whatever, there was no guarantee of getting into a program.
Right.
So when I started college, I took the full ride at community college, not knowing what I was going to do. I had no direction, and I was still going through some depression and different things. I was a good kid, again, didn't smoke or drink or party or anything in high school, nothing whatsoever. But I don't know. I was always the odd man out, and I was okay with it for the most part. But when I got out of high school, I kind of didn't have that support system around me that I didn't even realize was there. And I wanted to belong, and I wanted to, I don't know. Of course, I was joining the Navy, like sailors drink. Like that was part of it, And so I went down that road, and it escalated really quickly. I was underage, so when we would go out to the bars, I would like pound my drinks like that. If I could get them without an ID, I would pound my drinks, as fast as I could, and it became like a race or a competition, which was fairly normal with sailors, I guess. It's like you can do under the table, and I got quite good at it. But I don't know. I was discharged early from the military. So when I joined the Navy, I had gotten into the nuclear power program, which is like kind of MIT technical school for the military, like a nuclear engineer. And that was great. It's like, I think at the time it was rated the second hardest technical education you could get in the country. And I was, it was all these bragging rights and whatever.
Right.
The material wasn't that hard. It was the pace at which we did it. And of course, I was unmedicated this time. And I was failing academically for the first time in my life. We were doing an entire semester of college algebra in 1 week. Then we would do university physics in 2 weeks. It was wild, but I was failing for the first time academically ever. I again, went into depression, didn't know what I was going to do. I knew, and there were a lot of horror stories, from people getting kicked out of the program and like, you'll never do anything with your life if you get kicked out. Anyway, long story short, with that, I ended up with no school in the military, stuck on a destroyer in an engine room, wiping up oil and like taking readings on gauges, and it was miserable. I was happy to be in. I got out of boot camp 2 months or a month before 9/11 happened. I was in school in nuclear power school in Charleston when 9/11, and everything changed. Every little thing was serious trouble. Yeah. And for me, as traditionally the good kid, it was kind of terrifying. Like, I hated being in trouble. Absolutely hated it. Like, I was a rule follower for a long time until I wasn't.
Right. Yep. Until you're not. Yeah.
And everybody, well, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
So being in the situation I was in, on the ship, kind of miserable with my job, started smoking weed in the Navy, and I never got caught, so I never got in trouble for drugs in the Navy. But it caused a lot of problems. I'd be late to work. I would miss work, which is a big deal in the military. But anyway, I ended up getting discharged for it. Like, I had 4 Article 15s in a year and a half, which is wild. And
wait,
so
what is that? What is that?
Article 15 is just like a disciplinary, it's an official disciplinary action, which is basically involves procedures within military justice law. And like, if you miss work, you are AWOL.
Right.
You are absent without leave. And there were 3 occurrences of that and 1 occurrence of underage drinking.
Sorry.
No appearances of AWOL. One time it was 2 weeks where I attempted to take my own life. I was depressed and didn't know, like I said, no direction. But one of the periods of AWOL was 2 weeks, and then I got caught underage drinking once. They sent out, it was a month before I turned 21, and they sent me to a correctional custody unit with the Marines, where we literally sang cadence and swung sledgehammers and made big rocks into little rocks. Like,
no.
I mean, oh yeah, it was wild. I dropped 30 pounds in 30 days. Like, it was nuts.
No, that is punishment. I worked for the railroad and I built railroad by hand, and that is solid punishment. To this day, I don't want anything to do with shoveling rocks. Like nothing.
And big rocks into little rocks.
No.
Yeah. And they disbanded that program. They deemed it inhumane or whatever.
Oh, well, I imagine.
Yeah. I was grateful for it when I got done with it. You know, like there was no physical harm done to me.
Right.
And I got in crazy good shape in 30 days.
Right.
However, I went back to smoking weed and drinking and doing same old shit that I'd been doing. You know,
right.
It built some self-confidence, but it didn't correct any behaviors.
Right.
You know, that's a big deal. Like,
yeah.
A lot of punishment. I think a lot of punishment in this world doesn't correct behaviors. It's just
no. It's comprehension. Communication doesn't mean anything without comprehension.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
So after getting in all that trouble, I was separated from the military with a general discharge under honorable conditions. So it's not a bad discharge. I don't get any veterans benefits, but you know, it's still a scab on my history, and you know the way it feels, and the way they make it feel. So anyway, after that, I moved back to Western Kentucky, and I started partying with a lot of friends I hadn't seen in a while, and you know, I'd been away. Family members, when I'm partying and trying to find connection and purpose desperately.
Yeah.
Because I had really felt separated from any connection while I was in the military. I can't even put my finger on a lot of stuff at that exact point. But I got back, I'll tell you what, I got back on stimulants to try and like see if that would help me refocus my energy, like do something. Job market kind of sucked. Was working construction. But what I found out was that I could abuse my stimulants at that point. Like, started snorting Ritalin, like a lot. And for the next 15 years, the better part of the next 15 years, I would go through 90 pills in a week every month.
I would have had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Flat out.
And whatever. But you know, say selling them. I really wasn't selling them. I was sharing them more than anything.
Right.
For anybody that would hang out with me while I was getting high.
Yep.
And if I wasn't abusing them, if I was going through a period of trying not to or whatever, I would take them in the morning, take them like I'm supposed to. And in the evenings, in order like to deal with coming down, I would start drinking.
Mm-hmm.
This is a consistent pattern for 15 years. And it just, I hit it so well. I have some of my really close friends when I went to rehab, you know, and told my story to when everyone found out. They were like, I had no clue it was like that. You know, it was, I just thought I was crazy.
Right.
To an extent. But I mean, there was other drug use in amongst all that, but that was the biggest part of it, was like making it till my next script came through.
Right.
Going through that, then going through withdrawals, continuing to drink. I was in a bad loop for a long time. And I would blame whoever I was in a relationship with, I would blame them for not noticing. I didn't ever want to like turn it in on me, you know, like I knew I had a problem, but it was like, you didn't help.
Yeah.
Right down to like every time I was looking for somebody to help me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, I was too embarrassed, and I was too afraid to come out and say it because I didn't know what would happen.
Right. Men are more pre-programmed too to not be very open with, you know, any kind of struggles. Like men are taught more, you know, especially when you're in the military, they're taught more to, you know, just deal with it like you're a man, you know. So I always find that it's harder. I work with a lot of men, and men always seem to struggle the most, obviously, with reaching out or finding anybody that notices, that, you know, is aware. So
yeah, there's that. There was also like, it's feeling safe. Like, you know, like safety is a big word now. And I think it's a really important word that needs to be bigger.
Yes.
Safety in conversation, safety in connecting. There's not enough of it.
No.
There's not enough safe people out there.
Mm-mm.
You know, I began to not trust people because I would hear what might have been said behind my back. I was also paranoid. I was on speed all the time. But at the same time, you know, it was just, no one felt safe. I felt like I was going to be judged. I felt like I was going to be, there was a lot of fear.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2017, my daughter was born. I married my second wife in 2016, and my daughter was born September of 2017. 2018, February of 2018, there was a big, massive come apart. I mean, the wheels came off the first time then, and I had to get sober. Had to try and get sober. One of the guys at work was like, hey, I know you got to quit drinking. This is the thing. I was taking my stimulants properly at this point for the most part. Trying.
Right.
However, I was drinking a lot. Every day. I lived an hour from work, and I would drink 2 bottles of sake on the way home from work, and because you couldn't smell it on my breath. Like, yeah.
I've been there.
And there was a big blow up at home. I divulged how much I was drinking. I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. The guy at work offered me, which I had experience with it in the past, but he offered me methamphetamine to help me quit drinking. And I was like, that's legit. Like, like I'd be so spun then I won't want to drink, and I will crash when you come down. Like I'll just go to sleep. I know how this works. I've been here before.
Yeah.
I had never been in a pattern with methamphetamines. Obviously, Ritalin and Adderall are amphetamine,
Right.
but not near as potent.
No.
So here I was, now addicted to methamphetamines for about a year. Following that, I had just got started in my career making almost 6 digits. Not quite, but I would be within the next 2 or 3 years, easily. Had a career, had bought a home here in Paducah. Had a wife, had a child. Everything was on the surface very good. I was not drinking for a few months. And then I started drinking again to come down off of the stimulants. When I quit doing meth, I went back on Adderall.
Yep.
I was able to get off methamphetamines on my own by using the Adderall.
Right.
Granted, I was taking it as prescribed. But the drinking increased like tenfold. I was drinking on the way to work. I was drinking on the way home from work. I was drinking on my lunch break. And I'm talking like over a fifth of gin a day. On the weekends, if I could get away with it, I would drink a handle in a day. Like it was a lot.
Yeah.
And I was sneaking around. It was things at home were terrible. I don't really want to get into the horrible details of the last time the wheels came off, but I'll say this. I was accused of domestic violence and child abuse on September 2nd of 2020. Following that argument, I started drinking and was going to be leaving town because I lost my job for one. This is one reason we got to fight in the first place. I lost my job, and after the fight, I called a friend of mine up in Washington and said, "Hey, I need to take you up on that offer. Come work. I've got to leave right now. I got to get away from here." When I left my house, I didn't make it 2 miles, and I totaled my Toyota Tacoma that I was driving at the time, and a passerby that happened to be a neighbor took me back to my house. The cops came, got me with leaving the scene of an accident. They picked me up for the domestic violence, and they gave me a sobriety test, and I failed miserably. I went to jail for 18 days for the DUI, basically, and the domestic violence and child abuse case, because of COVID, would draw out over the next 15 months. The child abuse charges were dropped. Domestic violence stuck. It was it's so frustrating. I lost my cool. I threw her phone into the car and hit her, and I got a domestic violence charge over it. I'm not proud of that. I won't ever try and make any excuse to say it wasn't what it was.
I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate you owning that. I'm sure a lot of people do.
I was drunk at my daughter's. We were separated, and we decided to get together because it was my daughter's birthday. Her birthday is September 2nd. Sorry, I might get a little emotional here.
Hey, let it out, man.
We were separated, and we decided to go out to dinner for her birthday. It was her third birthday. And we went to dinner, and my ex took her to the restroom and saw a bruise on her hip and was like, "What is this?" And I had spanked her the night before, and she was wearing diapers. I spanked her. I missed her diaper and spanked her on it. And I was drunk. And I knew I was drunk. And I was drunk at dinner the next night when all this happened. It was absolutely an accident. I haven't never spanked my daughter. Anyway, I can't.
You're safe here, man.
It happened. I gotta tell the story because I live with that every day. But anyway, I went to jail for 18 days over the DUI. The lawyer was like, you need to stay in. You need to show of good faith for everything you've got going on right now. When I got out of jail, my parents, my mom and stepdad, had lined up a rehab for me to go to. In Atlanta, it's MAR Addiction Center. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. It was a 90-day program, and I wanted to go to rehab. I was ready to get clean. I was at rock bottom. Like, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a job.
Right.
Family was falling apart. I was all for going to a 30-day program, and they had found me this 90-day program, and I was absolutely not excited about it. But like, that's what was in front of me. That's what I had to do, and I've never been too terrified of anything other than getting sober.
Yep.
Trust people with it.
Yep.
And it worked. I spent 100 days in Atlanta and came out person I always knew I was. Well, a version of the person I always knew I was. I didn't have anything, and I was still happier than I was making $80K a year. Like,
yeah, these are the promises.
Yeah,
these are the promises.
Like, you gotta, like, when they're selling you that shit in rehab,
Real.
AA, you gotta buy that. Like, they're selling it to you. They're like, there's no value. You know, I love this. The only value that those things have, all the things you're losing right now. When you're in rehab, your credit tanks, your spouse leaves you, like, all these things go away. The only value those things have are what you're placing on them right now, even though they're not worth anything, because they're gone. They're all gone. There is no value in that. The only value that the only thing that has value is your life and your sobriety and how you build it. You build that value. You don't. I never thought I could start completely over, especially at 40 fucking years old, and be in my own place. Like, I'm renting my own place, but I'm in my own place.
Yep.
I thought I was going to be financially just tanked for the rest of my life. I'm far from wealthy. I don't have a whole lot, but
you have abundance.
Yeah, and I'm here for my daughter now.
That's abundance. That is wealth.
Yeah.
You're sober, you have your daughter, you're in a loving relationship, you have your own home, you're doing something that you love and you're passionate about. When you hear the word abundance, a lot of people immediately jump to finances. They think abundance is, that you're going to be a millionaire. No, I'm not saying that isn't the truth in some cases. It could be in all cases. But yeah, abundance is what you have surrounded yourself with now. you have faith, you have integrity, you have honesty. I could go on and on. I hear all kinds of things. As part of the joy of being me is as you're talking, I'm hearing people speaking on your behalf. So
I'd like to talk about after rehab for a little bit.
What it's like now.
Well,
or even then, start it then. When did you get clean? What's your sobriety date?
September 3rd, 2020. So I've just had a 5-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
And let's see. So I got out of rehab in January of 21. I went to Washington, and worked with my best friend of like 25 years. Like we went to high school together. I graduated with 11 people from my private school.
Dang, yeah, I get it. Our schools overseas, man. My graduating class overseas had like 21 people. Phenomenal. Love it. Yeah. I love that.
We had been best friends. He'd lived on the West Coast and back here, and we'd always stayed in touch. We were like brothers. He had said, you know, if you ever get flying, you can come out here and work, you know. And he did. He's a amazing carpenter. And was building houses on a 30 square mile island in the Puget Sound. And he's like, yeah, come out here and work. You can live with me and my wife, yada, yada, yada. And I was, man, this is risky. Like, moving in with your best friends is not ever a great idea.
No.
And I knew that.
Especially as an adult, you really realize, you know, how important your space is over 40.
It was like a square foot house, and I was up in the loft, and it was things went bad while I was there, and I haven't talked to him since. I mean, it was 2 months of living there. There was a falling out. I'll spare the details of that, but it hurts. There's not many days I don't think about him. But
you'll reconnect.
Maybe. So anyway, I'm out there, I'm working. After 2 months, I move into a 30-foot camper, which is quite common on the West Coast to live in the camper. I mean, it's pretty normal. I know, like where I live, if you live in a camper, it's a whole different story. But like, I don't know, the Pacific Northwest, there's lots of people who live in campers. So anyway, I was loving it. No TV, no Wi-Fi. I would roam on a Canadian cell phone signal.
Yes, sign me up right now. Right now, I'm there, man.
Yeah, it was amazing. You know, I'm in the woods, like surrounded by pine trees, and building a fire for entertainment every night. Mm-hmm. So I finish out working there, and while I'm there for a total of about 6 months. In that 6 months, I meet a guy that has what's called a fishing tender. Mm-hmm. And fishing tender is a boat that goes out to fishing boats, picks up the fish, and takes them back to the cannery at the dock, right? For processing.
Right.
Because he's in Alaska. And he's acquired a new boat, and he needs a boat engineer. Well, I have engine room experience from the Navy, right?
Right.
And I'm telling him, I'm like, I have not been an actual boat engineer, you know, like in charge of the engine room. And I'm like, I'm making it very clear. He's like, oh, no, you'll be fine. I'm going to hook you up with a good captain, and you'll be fine. I just need somebody to fill the spot. I'm like, sign me up. So after 6 months in Washington, July the 1st, we get on the boat and make a 3-day trip, 3 of us on a 100-foot boat, make a trip to Alaska. And I'm in Alaska running salmon for 3 months. Like, this is really wild. Like,
that would be awesome, though. I would love to. I don't know.
This is when I adopted my motto of, if it's not an adventure, I'm not fucking going.
I know, that's right.
Yeah.
I say that, but then I don't ever leave my house. So
you do leave. That's an adventure.
Yeah, it is. We're going to the dollar store today, guys.
We're in Alaska, and I know everybody that knows me and knows how much I drink, or knew any extent of the drugs I was on and all that, was probably like Clint's in Washington isolated. Now Clint's in Alaska isolated. Surely he's drinking, you know, and like,
right.
there's a whole lot of reports from me. I'm not talking to a lot of people. I'm posting on Facebook, but everybody lies on Facebook, right?
Show. Not me. I go full on insane.
But I was literally 100 miles an hour, sober as shit, loving life. When the season was over in Alaska, I didn't work for a few months. Wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I came back here, Western Kentucky, kind of got some things in order, dealt with some business. One of my friends from here was, here we go again. This is exactly in my head. Here we go again. I call him up to see what he's doing. He's like, hey man, if you want to hang out, I'm leaving on Saturday for New Mexico. And I was like, what are you doing in New Mexico? He said, I'm going to remodel my boss's condominium. I'll be down there for a few weeks. I said, do you need any help? He's like, yeah, it's just me going, so you can go too. He'll pay you. So here we go. Yeah, we pack up. We're in New Mexico and Arizona for 2.5 weeks.
Nice.
Like camping, Grand Canyon, we spent like 4 days remodeling that condo. And get back from there, and it's like I call my sister in Florida and I'm like, hey, I need a place to live. I got to find a job. Florida is prime for both of those, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you put me up for a little bit while I find some work and get stable? And so that's how I ended up in Florida.
Nice.
And yeah, worked a couple shitty jobs there before getting on with a manufacturing company that I worked for about a little over a year. And then they had a sister company in Louisville. So as soon as I could work that out, I got a transfer from Florida, Louisville. And I lived in Louisville for 1.5 years. And last November. When I heard that, I started looking for work here. I was like, I got to get back home. I had been coming to see my daughter once a month, flying back and forth from wherever I was, whether it was Florida or Washington. Actually, when I was in Washington, I left this out. I only saw my daughter for a total of 7 hours for the first 19 months after the blow up. Because of COVID and how long the case drug out, they left it up to her mom whether or not I could see her. It didn't happen. So a lot of people may be wondering, like, why? What? I was talking about my daughter, and then I've been gone for so long from here. 19 months of that I wasn't able to see. And that sucked. That was also motivating.
That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, it was real motivating. Just staying over because I love my child, and like I want to be the dad. Like I want to be really bad. So when I was in Florida, once a month I was on an airplane coming home. That was my visitation once a month, and I made it happen. Broke as shit, made it happen. I had significant others that helped to make it happen. I had family members that helped with transportation. I didn't have a driver's license for the first 18 months, so I couldn't even rent a car and drive up here. But with a lot of help from friends, made it happen. Yeah, so really involved with her. Now
So
where?
what now?
What now?
What's Clint's life like now?
It's good. I got a shitload of bicycles.
I know, I'm dying about the bicycle thing. I swear. I'm waiting. I love the bicycles. I love what you do with him.
So what happened was I gained a lot of weight between, I don't know, 2019 married life and then getting sober. I gained a lot of weight.
Oh yeah, it takes it out on you. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm 5'11" for reference. I got up to like 260 or 265.
Yeah.
And severely out of shape. I've not ever been like the workout guy of any kind. I played sports in high school. I've always liked hiking and being outside and stuff, but
same. I preferred calisthenics
in my adult life. So having had 2 other DUIs before the one in 2020, I knew that like a bicycle is really handy when you don't have a driver's license, right?
No doubt.
So I'm in Florida. Everything is pretty, like, things I need are in a biking distance. And I'm like, okay, I got to get a bike. I'm in an Uber one day, and the Uber driver is on the phone with some guy from Facebook Marketplace that's wanting to buy a bicycle, and he hangs up with him. He's like, man, this guy keeps canceling on me. And I'm like, what kind of bike do you have? That's it. That's where it started. I bought 2 bicycles for $100 from this Uber driver in Florida, and I started riding. In a year, I lost about 50 pounds.
Heck yeah. And
now I hover just under about 200 pounds now. So I lost a shitload of weight. And I was riding to get out of my head. I was riding. One thing I did was I would sign up for these fundraisers, like where you ride 200 miles in a month for American Cancer Society.
Right.
You put it on Facebook, like, hey, donate to my cause, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Bicycle 75,000 miles.
I had this commitment.
Oh.
And I had to raise this money and I had to ride these miles, but I'm also getting in shape in the process.
Uh-huh.
And I think I did 3 of those. But then by the time that was over with, I was addicted. Like, I was like, a bike. I want another bike. This bike's for this. I need a bike just for cruising around. Oh, now I need a bike. Well, then my bike maintenance, which I had no clue how to do. I mean, I could change a flat. I could maybe fix a chain. But my bike maintenance was getting expensive. I had like 4 flats in 2 weeks. And I was like, this is not working for me. So I get on YouTube. I learn how to fix my own bikes. And then I go down this rabbit hole of like these 90s mountain bikes are super plentiful, right? Like there's tons of, everybody was buying a mountain bike in the 90s or a cruiser or whatever. And they're all over Facebook Marketplace and they're cheap. Like they're $100 or less, whatever. Well, there's these YouTubers putting modern parts on old bikes, not investing a ton in them, but they look so good. And I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. So I have hundreds of hours of watching YouTube, teach myself how to fix bikes. And I acquire a few here and there to like tear down and like really see how they work and hopefully put them back together. Let's see. Oh, so I'm in Louisville and there's a bike co-op, right? A bike co-op is basically a community bike shop where you can learn the skills to fix your own bike by volunteers that are working there, or you can volunteer and help, whatever. Parts are used and cheap. Bikes that are put together already are used and affordable. They're not necessarily cheap, but they're affordable.
Right.
And I go in there to learn some stuff, and one of the guys, one of the workers introduces me to one of the other workers, and he's like, hey, this is Clint. And he knows a shitload more than he realizes about bikes, and we need to get him a name tag. And I'm like, oh, shit.
And he works here now.
Exactly how that happened.
Yeah.
I had like 3 bike projects when I started going in there, and it took me months to finish them because they wouldn't let me come in unless I was helping other people, which is great. This is what I needed to be doing.
Yeah.
So back to sobriety, how that fits in there. Service doesn't have to be in a fucking AA meeting. That is a great service if that is a life you can live. If you can be in that environment, not be dragged down by it, not relapse in it, AA is amazing for service. If you can be there and help other people, I firmly believe that's where you should be. Mm-hmm. I support AA and NA and all of that because not everybody has the opportunity to connect with other people.
Right.
That maybe I have.
Yep.
Connection is the opposite of addiction. I mean, and you do that in meetings. I'm not good at attending something for the sake of attending, and that being the required, I don't know, like participation. Like, I didn't feel fulfilled by that.
Right.
I stopped doing meetings in 2021 because it was, and a lot of people say this because it's depressing, but for me, it wasn't uplifting. I don't know that I was depressed, but I didn't feel like I was, and we were doing a lot of video meetings back then because of COVID, like
right.
Calling meetings, things like that. I kind of had to find a workaround. I did have to attend some in-person meetings here and there for DUI classes and anger management. Speaking of anger management, I learned so much in that.
Yeah, me too.
I want to use those tools. Like, I took advantage of that. I was mad about being there. Mm-hmm. I was working nights, and anger management was at 9:30 on a Tuesday morning when I should be in fucking bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I did the same thing. I did the intensive outpatient program.
I had to be doing anger management.
Yep.
But no, I did. I learned how to communicate my feelings between rehab and anger management. I became very in touch with my feelings and learned how to communicate them to almost anyone, depending on the safety of the situation.
Correct. That should always hold true.
Yeah.
So, forever and ever, amen.
Yeah.
So.
Now the bikes, it's my happy place. Going through old. If I find somebody's got a tub of old bike parts, I could be there for hours. But no, it's work.
No, I want my custom bike. I want to get a custom bike from you. I love my bike. I have my bike outside. I love it. Huh?
If it's cold, if you're cold, it's cold. You need to bring it in.
Oh yeah, that's not going to happen. My cats, are you kidding me? I'd wake up at 2 a.m. because my cats would knock it over or be batting at it because there's a bell on it. I'd wake up to bring, bring, bring. No. I'll put the cats on the garage. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I love them. And your daughter, you have your daughter now, right? Obviously. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to be working out a different plan. As of right now, I get her about every 3 weeks for the weekend, rotating holidays, week in the summer, week at Christmas, and her mom offered every Wednesday for like dinner after school or whatever. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I see her quite a bit, but now that I'm living in town, I'm hoping for maybe a combination of that.
Oh, you're already getting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy does it. I'm full of them. I spent many years in the rooms. Many years.
Easy does. Yeah.
Easy does it.
I've been here since March, so I don't know. I'm ready for. I don't know. I haven't felt settled since I've been here. I've been in this house for a month, and that settled feeling is coming.
Well, it's from all that survival mode. You spend so long in survival mode, even your own home feels like something that you're going to lose. when you're used to, losing so much. Yeah. You have to, it's that law of detachment, you have to start living in the human that you are now.
Yeah.
On the other side of healing.
That survival mode, I think part of my escape from that was the bicycles. I'd take them for a day and only ride like 25 or 30 miles, which is like, you don't have to spend all day to go that far.
Right.
It's usually a couple hours.
Right.
But I would ride around Clearwater, Tampa, St. Pete area. And just, I wasn't obligated to anything. It was just me and the bicycle, like there was nowhere to be in a hurry to be, like, because I was on a bicycle. I wasn't going to get there any faster,
Yep.
And
yeah. Yep.
I'm not a real competitive person outwardly. I will challenge myself. I signed up, this is funny, last year, I signed up for a multiple sclerosis benefit ride in Bardstown, Kentucky. And I signed up for the 30-mile ride. No big deal. Like, I can go out and do this before breakfast, like whatever. Right. I missed the turnaround and ended up doing my first 100-kilometer ride, which is 62 miles.
Oh, on accident, huh? I just pulled over at some point and I hit like 35 miles. I've been like, I'm in the wrong place.
I was riding with the group, not tracking it on GPS, and I was like, surely the turnaround's somewhere. And they're like, well, the halfway point's up here. I said, halfway to what? And they're like, halfway to 100K. And I was like, we've already reached 30 miles? I didn't even realize it. I was just out having a good time, right?
Right.
And I thought we were on a loop. I don't know, but it was an out and back. And I was like expecting to make a turn and like head back or whatever, but never happened. It was like, oh, this is the halfway point. Okay. So I accidentally rode 62 miles that day.
Oopsie. Said no one ever.
No idea I could do it.
That's funny. I love that.
This year, 2 months ago, I was supposed to do somebody's birthday ride, and I think they were turning 50 or 55, something like that. And I was like, I think I can do 55 miles. In the shape I'm in, no big deal. I'll eat right and prepare for the ride.
Right.
Well, I show up, and they canceled it. So I call one of the guys in the cycling group. I'm like, do you feel like riding today? I'm going to go up to Southern Illinois and ride this trail. I'm going to try and get 50 or 60 miles in because that's what I prepared for. And he was like, yeah, we can do that. So we get up there and I'm feeling pretty good, right? And the trail is 45, right at 45 miles long one way. And we're getting to the point where it's like, well, we need to turn around here if we're doing 60 miles. And I'm like, I feel really good. Let's try and do 100 miles today. And I did my first 100-mile ride in October. It was
good for you.
Yeah.
God, that'd take you like 84 days.
Like 8 hours. Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Good for you.
Yeah. It's great. My girlfriend and I, we met like a week before I moved out of Louisville down to here, 3 hours away, right? And she lives up there. And I'll never forget, like our second date, I had driven back up there for us to hang out and do whatever. And we're kind of sitting around the house and she's like, you want to go for a bike ride? And I was like,
do I?
And that was it. That was it. That has been, we ride bikes, we hike. We went hiking yesterday and it was 9 degrees outside.
No.
In the snow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We did 3 or 4 miles. It was amazing. But
I do love that fresh air. That fresh air feels so good on your lungs.
Yeah. All the way down in your lungs where it's making little ice crystals. Yeah.
Literally. Literally.
amazing, supportive.
Good.
Wow, she's a godsend, and that's something I didn't talk about much. Was like I've deconstructed in the last 2 years. I grew up fundamentalist Baptist, like super involved, and I don't know how to tell anyone what I believe. If you ask me, I don't know what I believe, because I think belief is evidenced by action, right? Like I know what you believe by your action. And I know that my actions don't reflect the church. I do know that my actions reflect the morality that not necessarily from the Pauline dogma, but more from Christ's example. And like, I just don't get along with people that don't treat other people well. And big struggle with that in the church.
Yeah. Yes, very much so.
The Christian nationalism really turned me off. At this point, I mean, I went down the whole new atheist rabbit hole, stuff like that. Kind of an agnostic. I just don't know what I believe. But I do know that spirituality looks very different for every person.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not,
everybody's path is different.
Then you're just using someone else's dogma.
Yeah. Everybody's path is different. At the end of the day, people that are agnostic that I work with, I always tell them, you have faith. You don't have to put any kind of label. What I believe, you have your integrity, you have your faith, you know what I'm saying? So it's not necessary to always fit it into a category.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and there's been some blowback from me making those decisions, in family.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, major. But I don't know. I was a big into Christian apologetics and young Earth creationism and all those things, and I found enough. I'm not saying there's not evidence for those things. I'm going to be very clear that there is evidence. There wouldn't be an argument if there wasn't evidence, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So there's an argument both ways because there's evidence both ways. I don't know, what the hell? It's like at this point, I've questioned one side. I spent most of my life questioning the mainstream. And honestly, it doesn't matter if I'm not sober, present, and the best person I can be for my daughter and myself and my girlfriend.
Right there is just a belief. That's a belief in your higher self. And that's one hell of a place to start. So, yeah. You have anything else you want to say to people? What would you say to you?
Oh, gosh. What would I say to me? Be nice to yourself. Hold yourself accountable, but do it kindly.
We call that grace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I say we. I don't have anything here with me. So there's no mouse in my pocket. No. That's grace.
No, I'm really grateful for the opportunity here.
I want you to come on again.
I'd be willing
I
to do
do.
that.
I want you to come on again on the other side of all kinds of things. I'll text you.
Okay. Yeah, this has been great. I know that sharing my story has helped keep me sober because it keeps me in touch with reality of where I am versus where I was.
A lot of people don't really correlate their,
It's literally touching grass for me to tell my story.
Yeah.
regrounding. Like you remember, you got to remember where you were. You've got to constantly.
It keeps you humble. People told me that all the time.
So many opportunities to change. Like I said, I had 3 DUIs. I got out of 3 DUIs, got let go in the moment before I got one. I mean, cop took me home the first time because I passed the field sobriety test. He's like, I can see how you thought you could drive. Let me just give you a ride home. Second time,
never has that happened to me.
Like, there's your chance. There was your chance to turn around. Then I tell the cop, I just left a party. I drank a 12-pack of Miller or something. And I'm flying through town. And cop pulls me over, comes to the passenger window, can't smell the booze. And I'm like, hey, I'm late to go babysit my nephews. I was. But it was like a grounded enough story, and it was the truth, that she was like, okay, slow down. Like, you're flying, but if you need to go, then I'm going to let you go. The third time, I flipped my Nissan pickup truck upside down and crawled out the passenger side in a ditch. And I just thought, it reinforced my behavior. All those like freebies, chances to turn around, felt like it reinforced my behavior more than it woke me up. And I wish it had been different. I wish I hadn't spent 20 years drinking.
We call that divine purpose, me and the mouse in my pocket. Sometimes you have to go through countless missed opportunities to get to where you are now.
Who was the guest you had that was talking about she had the opportunity to turn around?
Lee. Oh, she popped in my head as soon as you started talking. She popped in my head. Yep.
Oh, be like her, everybody. Be like her.
Yeah.
Take those opportunities.
That's all divinity, divine guidance, divine purpose, divine opportunity. You're living your divine purpose. You and I lived in my divine purpose. I had to go through it. I had to. I chose every single wrong way, every hard way. And I had to go through it because this is my divine purpose. How am I supposed to walk someone through something that I've never walked through on my own? Yeah. So, yeah. At least this was completely different.
On the thread of purpose, the bicycles. So what I discovered volunteering at the co-op. Let me tell you how many times, so we fixed bikes for whoever, or we taught people how to fix their bikes. We also just fixed the bikes.
Right.
But it was University of Louisville students that didn't have any money, needed, their commuter bike fixed. And it was homeless guys and guys in recovery would come in and be like, I'm living here at this home and doing that. And I just remembered it being me. And all of a sudden I have a skill. And what I do is what I really do the most is I try and put people on bicycles, whoever they are. I buy them cheap off of Facebook Marketplace. I get them running, dependable, and practical, and I sell them for about what I have in them. Like I don't. This is not a profit business for me. Right. This is not a side hustle. This keeps me over. It keeps old bikes out of landfills. It keeps people exercising.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it gets somebody back and forth to work or back and forth to school. I don't care. Or hopefully, it's a bike that someone couldn't afford to buy their kid, that they can afford it from me, and it's reliable, and they can teach their kid how to ride a bike, or their kid can ride their bike wherever. That's
taking it back onto the basics, man. That's where we should be. More is back to the basics.
Yeah.
And that's divine purpose. Don't ever question your journey to where you are when the answer is it's right there in front of you. A lot of things hurt us, but clear our vision.
Yeah.
You could have just been at some random factory or, doing something that wasn't giving you a purpose and wasn't helping out your community.
Yeah.
You should be proud of that.
Thanks.
I want my bike. Seriously, I need to start riding a bike. I got to strengthen my heart. I have to.
It's good. It's not high-end cardio like running. Like running just makes me. I hate running.
Oh, I loved running. I used to be really huge into fitness. I loved until 2 years, not even 2 years ago. And oh man, running was one of my favorite things.
You can stay in zone 2 on a bicycle so much easier than you can running. Like you can like really pace yourself and just you can enjoy
I don't know
it.
what zone 2 is.
It's just not like peak. Like I get
oh, okay.
Yeah. You can settle into a pace and enjoy it on a bicycle. Yeah. No matter how far you're going, whatever it is, you can settle in so much easier on a bicycle than you can running.
And it's the thought of your arms out and that freedom. I remember that from when I was a child, man. I loved that. That was just riding with your arms down at your side, but you just felt, I don't know how to explain it. Like you were riding one of those walking escalators, the ones that just went straight across.
Oh, yes.
It felt like, that wind on your face, that's freedom.
Yeah.
That's freedom.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. What's your closing?
Oh.
You're deep in there. I see that.
I don't even know at this point. Keep your side of the street clean. That whether it's your health, your mental health, your relationship with other people, keep your side of the street clean. And you don't have to preach to anybody. You don't have to fix anybody else. You don't have to blame anybody else. If your side of the street is clean, it's the most peaceful thing you can have.
Touché. I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you being so candid and open. I understand speaking about painful things. I really appreciate you doing that. Truly.
I only do it in the hopes that it gives someone else hope.
Oh, it will.
Sucks to revisit some of that.
Yeah, it does. Release your shame around it, though. Truly. You deserve that for you. You can lay that person to rest whenever you're ready. So, well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I will have you again. We'll talk about it. We'll chat.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe a little less backstory and some more like.
I like the backstory too.
Yeah.
That connects the pain and the purpose.
Yeah, we can check out some other avenues.
I'd love to check out other avenues. Yeah. I want to check out the avenues that bring you passion too, because I see it just brewing in you. And I love it, especially the bike thing. I love that. I love it.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming on, Clint.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Man, I'm extremely passionate about the recovery community. Like I said, January 19, 2007, it'll be 19 years since I went to rehab. And I had my very first spiritual awakening the first night that I was in rehab. And I spent many years after that very active in the recovery community. I would give my leads. I've given my leads several times. I was a sponsor for people. I did my 12 steps twice. I was in the rooms for years, and I'm still very, very close with a lot of the people that I met in the rooms as well. And I still very much actively work with people in addiction. I can sit in a, dope house or go to church. It doesn't matter either way. I remember It was very lonely. It was a very low feeling. It was very lonely. And it is really, really starting at rock bottom and from scratch, because you absolutely have no idea who you are when you are using substances. You don't understand how to get through those emotions and those pain, because you are numbing yourself with so many substances. So I always said that the easiest thing for me was to quit doing hard drugs. The hardest thing for me, that has taken me 19 years, was to figure out who I was and who I wanted to be, and to really dig through the things that damaged me. So, and I love that he turned that pain into purpose. I used to be very, very physically active. I would lift weights twice a day. I was worked on a hog farm for, on and off for 11 years. I worked on the railroad. I've always done everything manual labor. So I'm very, very passionate about your mental health and your physical health. When I got sick almost 2 years ago, one of the things that saved my life was the fact that I was in such fantastic shape and fantastic health. But unfortunately, the very first thing that was attacked was my muscles. And I'm now getting to the point where I'm capable of doing physical things again. And it has really slowed my mind down. And I realized how much I missed that. It expands far beyond ego. I know a lot of people always talk about, wanting to look good naked. Being physically active far surpasses anything that your ego could even understand, and how good it is for you. I'm really, really grateful that Clint was able to come on and speak so openly about the domestic violence and other charge that was dropped. I am big into forgiveness. I wholeheartedly forgive, no questions asked. You cannot go far enough down that God is not going to pull you out. And I know that 100% from my own life. I'm not quite sure I could have gone any farther down than I was. And God not only pulled me up, but then he put me on the forefront and said, I'm going to use you to pull other people out. So I'm very grateful that he so openly spoke about that. And there's no question in my mind that forgiveness has already been given on his behalf for that. Owning your truth, owning your darkness. That's the only way to bring out that light, man. The light surpasses that darkness. And now he gets to turn around and give that back to his community while also giving back to himself. And that is, the law of karma and dharma as well. So, the amount of things that were wrapped up in what he was saying that could bleed into so many people's lives, and the understanding of that polarity. Very beautiful, very beautiful. I have just a very special place in my heart for recovering addicts. So anyway, that was a great show. I don't know if my microphone is working. I bought this forever ago. Plugged it in once, couldn't figure it out, and put it back in the drawer because I don't do technology. I have absolutely no idea if it's working right now, but it still looks pretty sweet, even if it's not. I'm glad you guys came into the show today, and we will see you next Wednesday. If nobody told you, I love you guys. We're all just walking each other home. We'll see you.
Your ancestors are literally screaming at you to pay attention right now. The final new moon of 2025 is approaching, and if you miss this Sagittarius energy, you're missing your last chance to close this year with true spiritual intention. Sacred Kingdom is hosting something extraordinary on December 19th at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm talking about a live mystical celebration where you'll join council members Luna Queen, Sarah B., Kat, and Crystallite for an intimate night of spiritual connection. We're diving deep with reflective journal prompts, resonant herbs and crystals, live card readings, and guided meditation. Grab your favorite tea or cacao. Settle in and prepare for uplifting conversation and pure magical vibes. This is completely free on YouTube and Facebook Live, with live oracle readings and an open Q&A where your voice matters. Don't let 2025 slip away without honoring this final lunar portal. Join us December 19th, 10 p.m. Eastern, Sacred Kingdom.